heart attack. Fast fatal heart impact. Past painful scars. In fact, I blast tasteful bars and pass. I back up my actions. Fact, don't ask. Grab reactions. Jacked attack with every word. Then act with class as they hear me snap. I got nothing to lose, cause I fought and felt the bruise. Now I'm not the one confused. Call the shots and they produce. I ain't lost, I'm finally loose. Pick a new submerged juice. I need the views to boost me to a new abuse of being used. Everybody wants a piece now. Y'all can rest in peace now. You're dead to me, so peace out. Remember you're discreet now. Get ready for defeat now.
Alrighty. Hello everybody. This is Kirusho here, and now, before we do begin, let us give a brief little review. In the last part, quite a bit of things have happened. We had Izuku. Him and Koya, they had to leave Deku's home. Deku, he told his parents how he felt, and exactly how much pressure he has had his entire life. Deku, he's only been himself for 1 year, and he wanted to relax. He just came home to see his parents, and within a day the White Lotus came knocking on his door, and somebody, one of the members of the organization scarred his face in a battle. And Deku, he's angry. These people have been trying to control his entire life from the very moment they found out he existed. And Deku, he's had enough of that. He's barely had any time to be himself, barely had any freedom from them. And all for one, he gave Deku a bit of an offer whenever Haran introduced the man to him. Now, Deku met the League of Villains. This organization is a very big red flag to Deku. However, he heard about a lot of things. All for One wants to take control of Japan and somewhat throw the way things work on their head. He wants to destroy Hero Society. Haran wants to team up with this man. And Deku, he doesn't like this idea. However, all for one, he explained and even promised Deku a few things. Deku can take out the White Lotus if he agrees to help. Deku can get his revenge first, but then in exchange, he not only has to help All for One, he will also be rewarded for it. And Deku is very intrigued. All for One is offering Deku a way out, a way to solve his problems and be free of the White Lotus. And Deku, after hearing about Quirk Singularity, he does feel like All for One might be on the right side. Quirk Singularity exists. It's something that Deku has heard about, but he never believed was real. And right now, after reviewing some more of the information a few days later, it doesn't look good. If the spirits don't kill humanity, Quirk Singularity will. That is basically what Deku just found out. And right now, it doesn't look good. However, Deku, he's agreeing to help. And All for One has told Deku one more thing. Deku can finally work without restrictions, work without holding back. A member of the organization can copy Deku, make an exact copy of him with his exact powers. And Deku, if he is seen at one place at one time while somebody else is using multiple powers, then there is a simple way to explain it. That is a quirk. And that could be that. Deku can be eyewitness somewhere else, while somebody else is using powers similar to the Avatar. And that's something that Deku, he actually is like. Deku has been working without restriction, working restricted for a long time. However, now, if he is able to do this, he can just use his powers without restriction. And All for One, he does like this idea. He wants to make a lot of copies of Deku to take out the White Lotus. That is their first objective. Next, he will help take out Hero Society. And then Haran, he'll get his end of the bargain. All for One will help Haran take out a few other things that have been harming the world. Now, with that being said, we actually do have Deku, who, he has a lot in his mind. All for One gave him that promised power, and Deku, he finds it odd, as right now he is just floating there. It seems strange. He's only ever been this high up on a glider, and right now he's floating in the air. He's always heard about this. There was once an airbender who did this. In ancient benders of the past, they were also capable of this feat, floating, becoming untethered from the earth. This is something that he's only ever heard about in the Avatar state. This power, it's so insane. To think that this is just a simple quirk, it feels amazing. But it also does show quite a bit. Looking down, you do see how much the world has changed. Deku, he can tell. The city is so massive. Everything looks so small. But from up here, it looks peaceful. But down there, it could be chaotic, for all he knows. There's so much to understand. Now, Deku, he does get to fly down. And whenever he does so, he does get to land. As while that does happen, you do actually have Haran, who does come walking over, asking Izuku if he is happy with his power. I am, yes. But I'm worried. You are? Yeah. I mean, Koya, she seems a little angry at me. I see. She is trying to understand. Society has labeled these people as villains, but they do not understand what they try to intend to do. What they intend to do is quite simple. They wish to better things. And, well, these people have also been abandoned by society. The same one that calls them villains, in fact. I know that. You do. Yes. I mean, it's... I just... Everything is telling me not to trust him. I don't know. I know he's telling the truth. I know everything is correct. I know what we're doing is good, but trusting that man, I don't like it. Neither do I, young man. Then why are you doing it, Haran? Deku fully facing him. Because it is necessary. You say that, but do you know it is necessary? I do. In fact, I do, more than anybody else. Do you understand? I trust him, but I only trust him as far as I can throw him. Haran, you're a waterbender. If you wanted to, I'm sure you can throw him pretty far. I meant physically, young Avatar. I understand, but I am simply pointing out the obvious. There is much that I don't know about this that you do, so you do see my skepticism. Correct, I do. Then we understand each other. If I suspect that he is against us, I'll kill him myself. Intriguing. I've already had that same thought. Good. But taking on the White Lotus. Do you really think that this is good? It is. This is what you want, isn't it? To be free? It is. But seriously. After what happened, wouldn't it look suspicious if I take them out? It could. But we could also stage something. Stage? Correct. We can make it look like you were taken. Why? Wouldn't that put a massive target on your back? No, it wouldn't. What are you talking about? We can make it look like villains abducted you. And if the White Lotus do take action, then whenever they are taken out swiftly, it can make things look a lot better. They will try to find you. However, they won't realize that what they are trying to find is trying to kill them, trying to harm them. It's like trying to help a rabid dog. You may try to care, but it will kill you. It can harm you in the end. You can try to help it, but you can only get so far before you're hurt. I see. But the White Lotus, they run underground, don't they? They do. However, our friend, he has been providing us with information. And much of the information we do have, it points to a headquarters here in Japan. It does. Yes. Along with another place, somewhere in the Earth Kingdom. Now I do have to say, Avatar, Izuku, if you do wish to proceed, tell me now. This place, it can be taken out swiftly. All you would need to do is bend. And as for the headquarters here in Japan, I believe that it is time that you fully utilize bloodbending. You think so? Correct. This is a rare opportunity to use this art, and this opportunity should not be passed by. Use it to your heart's content. In fact, I believe that Koya would like to use her powers as well. No, I don't think she will. What do you mean? She doesn't like bloodbending, Haran. She uses it, yes, and she knows the art, but she avoids that topic of conversation. I see. Yeah, I don't know why. You don't. Well, Avatar, let me ask you a question. How long do you think that Koya has been with my organization? How long? I don't know. Um, I know more than a year, in fact. She's been with my organization for 3. What? Yes. Whenever we picked her up, she was scared. And she was knowledgeable. She put on an act at first. And she found a home. She settled down. But she still knew the art. Do you want to know something special about her? What is it? She uses bloodbending. She used it more than water at first. She's terrifying. We sent her on serious missions. However, she quickly started to learn more, started to detest the arts. Whenever somebody close to her died, a friend of hers, she attempted to try and stop Koya. However, Koya, she made a mistake. She scared herself. I know Koya is loyal to us because she has killed in front of me. She has killed many people. She is afraid of her own darkness. That is why she refuses to use that art or speak to it. She is scared to open up to you, Avatar. Because the last person she opened up to, she accidentally killed with her very hand. What? Yes. In fact, I do have to say, I led the mission. She was terrified. Hard to console. Many people were scared of her. We moved her to a different place. I followed to supervise. A part of me sees, well, good in her. However, she was scared. She learned more about waterbending. And she tries to go about that art. She refuses to speak about it to anybody. In fact, many people around her don't even know her past. She is terrifying when she wants to be. And she'll try to use that power to incapacitate, no longer kill. Am I making sense to you? You are, but she isn't. She's a killer? Yes. Why do you think that she didn't judge you? And why do you think that she has stuck by you? She sees good in you. However, she is still afraid of herself. It will be time before she learns to use that art again. Time before she thinks that she is ready. As sad as it is to say, her talent is being suppressed because of her fear. And I hope that you will be able to help her. She is kind, and she is a sweet girl. In time, I do hope that she heals from her problems. But perhaps not yet. You can try and come to her with this. However, if you do go, you and your copies will not be able to use that art. Truly show off and use its power. It will be your easiest method, other than the metal spike. I see. I can talk to her. Tell her that you told me something. And let her know. The White Lotus is my business. But if that's the case, then there is something I do want to have planned. I want one of my copies to go back home to my parents. I want them to do that. They they will be around me 24/7. They know my location. They know who I am. And, well, if any questions are being asked, it's just me, there with them. I also would like to think more about this. The White Lotus, I'll take out their headquarters, but for the bloodbending part, I'll do that too. Is that all? Correct. Perfect. I will have a portal be opened. After that, you will have to come with me. This might be the truest display of your power just yet. The heaviest thing you have ever lifted was that building. And that was without your power, was it not? Yes. Well, no. That was partially my power, but barely tapping into it. Then let us see what it is like for you to go all out. This place is large and massive. The facility, it's entirely dedicated to the White Lotus, the art of bending and everything. In fact, I do hope to see what you can do. Now, Deku, he does get a nod. As they're actually over, Deku does get to walk downstairs to talk to Koya. And Haran does start to get things prepared. And Deku, he does get to sit down with Koya. What is it? Listen, I know you're mad at me. I'm not mad at you. I'm thinking, okay? No, Koya, listen, okay? I get that you're trying to do good. I get that you're angry. Her turning towards Deku. I get that there's a lot you want to do. But you're going to work with the devil. You're going to doom us if you keep going on this way with Haran. No, Koya, no, it's not like that. Izuku, it's true. That man's evil. And, well, I don't like him. If I need to, I'll take him out myself just to prove a point. If he crosses us, I won't hesitate. That's how bad I feel about him. You'll bloodbend. Yes. I'll take his life. And I won't lose an ounce of sleep at night. Koya, what are you scared of? What are you scared of, Koya? I don't want to lose anybody close to me anymore. After your friend. Now, Koya does good rookie look towards Deku. And Deku, he does see the look in her eyes. It's one of both anger and, well, fear. She looks scared. But she also looks like she wants to slap him. You don't get to talk about that. You don't know what happened. I don't. But that's because you won't open up to me, Koya. I'm an open book to you. But you're not to me. I don't care about what you may have done. I know what Haran just told me. And I know what I have to do whenever I deal with the White Lotus. But please, tell me. I know you're scared, but how is this going to work? I pour my heart out to you, and you won't even look at me to tell me something. We love each other, Koya, but You are hiding things from me. You know who I am. You know I won't judge you. But you also know I can't judge you. Haran told me you used to kill. You know I killed and you know I'm about to go kill. So tell me, what happened? Now, Koya's gonna turn, and she does want to say something. But right now, Deku, he only just sees tears in her eyes. And Koya, she's just bawling her eyes out. And Deku just sit there. Him going to scoot closer and wrap his arms around Koya. Him pulling her into a hug. Why? Why what? Why do you care so much? I've told you. Because I love you, Koya. Listen, I don't care about what you did. Just let me know what happened. But you'll be scared of me. People were already afraid of me. That's why I left that place. Koya, do I look afraid of you? Deku pulling back. Do I look scared? I don't. I've walked into the spirit world, Koya. I've taken you there. I've showed you my world. I've showed you everything. Just show me a part of your world. No matter how dark it is, it's still beautiful to me. I don't care. Alright? Just let me know something. Now, Deku, he does just sit there. And Koya would go to start. It was all an accident. She was angry. She found the man who was responsible for it. Responsible for what? For what happened. A group of men, they took my sister. I was angry. I was vengeful. They did a lot. They hurt her. They wanted to prove a point and send a message to my father. My father, he was a stubborn man. No matter what they did, no matter what they said, all the threats, he didn't listen. And by the time he took it seriously enough, by the time he realized they weren't empty, they sent us back my sister in a box. And after that, my family wasn't the same. God. Yeah. Whenever I saw one of the men, I knew who they were. They tried to grab me once, and I killed them with bloodbending. I got a good look at them. That guy was an accident. The others ran, but I'll never forget them. Koya would go to turn, and Deku does watch. As Koya, she actually is going to pull up the side of her shirt. And Deku, he does see a burn scar there. Jesus, Koya. Yeah. They tried to grab me. They tried to take me. They wanted to hurt me. They, wanted to torture me. And do the same thing they did to my sister. One of them, they left me a souvenir up by my arm. On the backside. By the back of my shoulder. They lightning bended. Struck me pretty bad. And this is whenever someone tried to grab me. Whenever I got away, they thought I was going to get free. They were desperate. And whenever they threw out their hands, they accidentally did this. The handprint, it's gone. I honestly don't think I could have looked at it. It would scare the shit out of me. So this covered it pretty well. I was able to heal it a bit, but it just won't look the same again. And by the back of my arm, that's a different story. It still hurts. It still stings sometimes. And on the middle of my back, there's another scar, but that one, it isn't from those men. That one's from whenever I tried to stand up against my father. I yelled and screamed at him, and he attacked me. He whipped me across the back. And, well, it sounds messed up to say, but it's the day I started hating him. I hate him with every fiber of my being, Izuku. If he were to have gone just a little bit higher, or a little bit deeper, I wouldn't be able to walk. And I wouldn't be able to use my powers. I don't know if that's what his intention was. Take away my bending, or just leave me there lying there to die. I was so mad. That was the day I stood up to him. These were still healing. And the arm, the back side of it, it wasn't something that he liked to see, so I would cover it. I hide it pretty well. It's not nice to look at. No. They could just stare at it. And he feels horrible. These scars are from somebody who tried to harm her. Her darkness. They weren't good people. And I killed all of them whenever I saw them. My friend, they knew. I told them everything. They were my best friend. And they didn't think it was good to take life. We agreed on that. Until I was so angry at seeing them again. They didn't even recognize my face. They didn't even realize I knew exactly who they were. And whenever I saw them, whenever I looked directly into a man's eyes, I used bloodbending. I filled his lungs. I made him suffer. And my friend, she got in front of me. I just saw red. Next thing I knew, I'm holding her as she's breathing, spitting blood. I was so confused by what happened that I didn't realize I did it. All those bodies. And her. Whenever I came to my senses, I think she realized I was in a frenzy. I was just so mentally out of it. And I swore I'd never kill again with bloodbending. The men were found. Their bodies, they don't understand what happened. Internal hemorrhaging to many organs. All critically injured. Except for vital organs. They died painfully. Very painfully. God. And my friend, her heart, one of her heart valves burst. They couldn't save her. In fact, she died minutes later. And I was already running. I just ran. And ran and ran and ran. And whenever I came back, I couldn't look anybody in the eyes. God, Koya. Yeah. Now you know why I'm so afraid to tell you this. I know how you're looking at me. I see that gaze, Izuku. Please, don't. No. They were going to kiss Koya. And Koya, she doesn't even know what to say. She's angry. She's scared. And, well, her history. Her bloody, messy history. It's been put on full display. And right now, somebody is waiting on the other side of that door. And they're a bit curious. They knew about Koya's darkness. And they knew that she had much rage. However, this much rage, this much anger, yeah, they weren't aware of that part. They knew what happened then, but hearing it again, it brings up so many things that happened. And Haran does get to walk away. He'll come back later, or maybe just allow Deku to choose on his own time. They're working on his, not theirs. Now, with that being said, I do hope you guys enjoyed. And if this episode did sound a little bit more messed up, yeah, that was kind of the point. Anyway, guys, goodbye.